Good afternoon, everybody. Brian Pryor here from Summit Racing Equipment with Tom Wallace, the General Manager of XForce Exhaust. We're here at Steady Service and Speed doing some real-world testing on the XForce exhaust system. Tom, how are you doing? Thanks for coming in today.
Yeah, I'm doing well, thanks, Brian. And it's great to be up here in Talmadge, Ohio, and spending some time with you good folks at Summit Racing.
Well, it's great to have you on the first day of fall with 90 degrees of temperature and 70% humidity. And we're going to talk about the dyno results of this beautiful 2014 Mustang GT sitting here behind me on the dyno. Tom, why don't you tell me a little bit about this car here?
Yeah, this car is very special to XForce. It actually was the first car that we used when we introduced the brand to the US in 2014 at the SEMA show in Las Vegas. So it's a very special car for us, and we're lucky enough to still have it and do development on it.
That's awesome. You know, can you give me a little bit of the history of XForce and the development to where you're at to this day?
Yeah, it's a good news story. It's an Australian-based company that's been around since 1999. It was actually the last player into the Australian market, that now is the leader of the Australian market. And it's produced its point of difference actually on the product, which we're going to talk about shortly.
And you know, well, we got some pretty impressive dyno numbers off of this vehicle. So exactly what is on this Mustang GT?
This Mustang has actually got a complete system, so we're a full line supplier that goes from the engine, from the extractors and catalytic converters, all the way to the rear of the car. So on the engine side of things, we have an 1 7/8 tune length header, 100 cell catalytic converters, and dual 3-inch stainless steel mandrel bent system.
So this is all XForce exhaust from stem to stern.
That's right, Brian.
So, and what makes this XForce exhaust special and the XForce exhaust that it is?
Yeah, the point of difference that we have is that we actually have a controlled muffler system which we have patented around the world. We got our US patents around 5 years ago, and it actually allows you to control the volume of the sound and adjust the tuning of the car, initially with a key fob, and that was the Varex technology that we had, but now we've actually evolved into a smart box technology.
Smart box technology? That sounds pretty interesting. Why don't you tell me a little bit more about this smart box technology?
Yeah, that's something we're really excited about. It's something that we've dreamed about for years and always wanted to do, but now we've actually made it a reality that you can actually integrate the exhaust system into your car's computer, hooked through the ECU through the ABD2 port, and actually controlled by your smartphone.
Wow, that's pretty amazing. And I understand there's a GPS function on this smart box. Yeah, can you elaborate on that for me a little bit?
There's lots of cool features. You can actually control it from your phone, just like a normal key fob, that you can do it in what we call a manual mode. And then we have the matrix mode that we talk about, which is basically like your multi-bimodal system that we see on OE cars like the Mustangs and Camaros now. And then we have the GPS function that allows you to control the sound, loud or quiet, anywhere in the world within 100 yards. Yeah, we like to call it a sociably responsible exhaust as well. So even in your neighbourhood where it mightn't be the right thing to do to have loud cars or what have you, that you can actually turn it down and just look after your neighbours.
You know, it's much more keeping your friends and your neighbours happy, especially your neighbours if you're leaving for work at 6 a.m. and they got little ones. That's a great feature.
Absolutely.
What do we have sitting here next to me here, Tom?
This is actually a product that was that we thought about at actually the Hot August Nights show up in Reno, and we were actually exhibiting with Summit, and we got a lot of interest in the old retro, the muscle car, and the hot rod guys wanted something that they wanted to replace some of their cutouts, and they wanted to actually inbuilt into the muffler, but our current muffler offering didn't allow for that because it was quite a higher profile muffler. So we went about and actually designed a low profile muffler similar to what's on the market now, and actually integrated the Varex technology inside of that and made it streamlined so you can't see the motor as well. So trying to tick lots of boxes there.
That's a pretty amazing piece. And then we have an example of the smart box sitting here right next to us. I mean, tell me that this little box enables you to do all that controlling that you talked about via your smartphone, either Apple or Android.
Correct. That's right. You can control it from Android or your smartphone. And the beauty of this product is it's a standalone computer where all the information is actually stored in the computer, not actually on your phone, so it's not taking up any of your memory. And has all the features, I think it's around 150 different components just to make up that one box to allow you to have the ultimate control of your exhaust.
That's some pretty amazing technology that you have buried in that one little box. But now let's touch on, why exactly we're here at Steady Service and Speed Dyno. and what transpired. You know, once again, this is an unusually warm day. It's actually the first day of autumn here in Northeast Ohio. We're at 90 degrees with 70% humidity, and we put this beautiful Mustang on the rollers here and got some rather impressive results that I feel. Now, want to elaborate on that a little bit and let the folks know exactly, you know, what we got versus, you know, what we expected.
Yeah, I think that's it's a good point to actually come out here and test it in the real world. And for the dyno, at the end of the day, exhaust is about sound, but at XForce we want to be a performance company as well. So we actually want to show you that it actually does make power. And with the Varex and SmartBox technology, we can actually look at the differentiation between the different settings between open and closed. And what we've been able to achieve today is actually get some of that indication on those numbers.
Now I believe that we got a 40 horsepower gain, which is something that's really going to be noticeable in that driver's seat. And you'll really feel that from when that valve is, you know, completely closed and nice and quiet, keeping your neighbors happy, to when you're out there on the highway, on the race strip, or on the autocross, wherever you're at, to 75 or 100% open, wherever you're going to get the best response from your vehicle. Today on this hot, humid day, we actually ended up getting just about a 40 horsepower increase with that valve open, 75% open versus closed. Got a little bit, maybe a 1 or 2 drop off on 100%, but that's just this typical vehicle. You know, your results are going to vary, but this is an amazing product that you can get, that you could feel real world experience with, and it is available at summitracing.com. And if you want some more information, make sure you do log on and see us at summitracing.com. Tom, thanks for coming out here today. We really appreciate you.
Thank you very much.
You made quite a long trip halfway around the world just to come here and see Summit Racing equipment. Thanks, folks.